All right, thank you for staying with us. I'm just excited about this, our next guest, because when we come to her, you will understand why. Now, Lara Oyeyemi, popularly known as Sisi Lara, commemorates her 80th birthday with the launching of her book. Sisi Lara, as she is fondly called, is a prophetess in the CNS movement and is the deputy supervising prophet at CMSC Surulere District. She recently launched her book, which speaks about her life and experiences. At 80, she is still achieving great things. She is an example that dreams still come true. Joining us in the studio is prophetess Omolara Oyeyemi, author and spiritualist. Good morning. It's good to have you, and happiest 80th birthday.
Yes,
Happiest.
yes.
My goodness, you're 80. You don't look it one bit.
No wonder
And
they
indeed,
still call her
Sisi
Sisi.
Lara.
Very fitting.
It's good to have you on the program this morning. How does it feel to be 80, though?
I feel highly excited.
Right?
I'm very happy.
Oh, wow. So you tell us the journey of becoming 80. You just wrote a book talking about being favored. Perhaps you tell us what this journey is about, because it's about your challenges. It's about being a grandmother, a minister, a spiritualist. I mean, how do you wear all these hats? And you're still, going on as it is. Talk to us.
I thank God. All is the work of the Almighty Father.
Right.
Yeah. I was born in the year 1943. Yeah. I don't know my mommy at all. So I go from house to house among the family. Eventually, happened to, come across, let me say, my uncle came from London with some other people. So they formed a church. That's the Andes Movement Church. Surulere. That is when I would say that my life really changed around. So I started to worship God with them. Now in the year 1975, I was ordained as a prophetess. Now the journey continues. I became the captain of Daniel band. It is the band that takes care of the ordained prophets, will be an ordained prophet.
Okay.
So from there, I continue with the services of the Lord. There has been ups and downs in the journey of life, but I will say I'm highly favored because amongst all these journeys, I can say the love of the Lord, comes around me, and when problem comes, it's only there to give the joy. He says the joy of the Lord gives strength.
Yeah.
So in that joy, I continue until I got married in the year 1970.
76?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Prophetess Vera.
Before I got married, it takes me a very long time.
Oh,
Really,
why?
very long time. I want to know, but I want to just meet the right person.
Right.
I could say that is some of the experiences that we have in life, so that we get sort of well equipped to face people in times of their problems. I got married, and I was happy to be blessed with 4 children. Before then, I lost my husband. Not quite 6 years. We didn't say 6 years together.
Oh, my goodness.
But from all those journeys, God has been so good and faithful. And the children, they are nice and okay. All of them well educated. And the journey continues in the favor of the Lord. So I will say right now, I can look back to give glory to the Almighty Father. And I really thank God, and I thank all my children for making my birthday a very wonderful one, I'll say. I least expected it, but it was glorious. I give glory to the Almighty Father. And I remember all those people that have been with me from the journey of this, from my favored journey, let me say. I have a lot of people of the Lord that surrounds me. We pray together. We share everything together. I will say, in the midst of problems, I wasn't too much shaking. And this gives me the joy of saying, this book, I have to write it. So let people know that in the turbulent water of this life, with God, everything is possible.
Absolutely.
Ma, tell us about Sisi Lara. Tell us about that name, Sisi Lara, how it came to stay, or how it landed on you, it dropped on you, and how it has, been associated with you all this while.
Thank you very much. The leader of my church, Dr. Prophet Gio Fakeye, I will say he named me that name. He gave me that name. Our daddy, very humble, very gentle. Anywhere he sees us, auntie, mommy, brother, he never called us by our name. And I was very close with him. He inspired me a lot. So from there, people started to call me Sisi Lara, Auntie Lara, Mama Lara, Willie Lara. The name, I derived it from him.
Right. Okay, so we'll use that name on this set today. Now, you mentioned some of the challenges you faced, talking about not having a mom. You didn't know your mom, so to speak. And we know how it is, the role of a mother, nurturing a child. I'm wondering how you were able to get that nurturing such that you were able to become. You got married, and then you encountered another challenge again, losing your husband in just 6 years of marriage. Where did you draw strength to become, despite not having a mom? And then who inspired you to be able to nurture your children, despite the fact that your husband was not there? You were able to nurture them to become the adults that we see them become now.
I happen to be born into a Christian family. Our family, they are very, very close to God. I was a member of the choir of our church, right back to Abeokuta then. From there, I started to, get closer to God, reading my Bible, and I will say that inspiration naturally from God. I was called into the ministry. I will say from. And when I was in the school, I was the one leading the people to the chapel. So from there on, I continued with my journey with the Lord. And that is where I gained the inspiration of following and moving in the Lord.
Despite the challenges,
Despite the challenges, but still on that issue, because I my takeaway from what you've said so far is that, the foundation matters, because here you are at 80, you never knew your mom, but walk us through the importance of that foundation, how it is very important to build a strong foundation, to also build your faith early on, because it appears that, or confirm to us how early enough you knew what you wanted to do in terms of, okay, this is the path God has called me to. Walk us through that path and the people
that surrounded you,
that helped
encouraged
you, that helped you in the path you chose.
If I will understand your question very well, I will say, there are some things that come naturally in life, which is beyond our own power. But our own part is just to leave ourselves to the Lord and let Him direct us the way He wants. By then, we won't miss you. Right path to victory, to whatever in life. I will say God Himself called and take hold of me in the journey of life, inspiring me, giving me strength to continue to serve Him and people. So I will say the inspiration is totally from God.
But there are those who may say that there are moments where the human nature in you will just show up. Yes, you are holding on to God, but the human nature in you will just come up where you might feel discouraged. You might just feel you can't go on. Perhaps you might want to share those moments with us and to encourage those who might be going through a challenge, how you were able to rise above those moments where the human in them, human in you showed up?
I will say there is no way road in life. If we want to make it successfully, we will pass through rough weathers.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take the thought of saying it takes long time before I got married. At that time, I have a sister. Come together, we pray together, we share the word of the Lord together. So we continue through the hard and turbulent weathers, and we are able to say true. I will say, giving our life to God, totally depending on Him, is the answer to our problems.
And here you are at age 80. You're an author.
Before she continues, so that we don't break this communication, we need to quickly go on a commercial break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation.
Okay.
Stay with us. All right, thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. And we are still looking at our guests. We still have our guests, rather, in the studio, talking about Madam Lara Oyeyemi, popularly known as Sisi Lara, who just commemorated her 80th birthday. She's been walking us through her journey in life and some of the challenges she has faced. And Kemi, you wanted to ask a question earlier.
Right. I just wanted to, say that we are further wowed that at age 80, here you are, with a book, and walk us through the journey of being an author, how it finally came to pass that you have a book to your credit.
Thank you very much. The same thing, I will go back to my general leader.
Yes. Oh, okay.
We will launch, one of our members launched our book. So when finishing from that, he's coming back, I met the leader again. He said, Auntie Lara, when are you going to write your own book? And that was back to early 1980s. So I started thinking about it, not until 2022 when we really started on the job. So I started writing the book by March last year, and we finished it around April
this year.
When the idea comes, I just put it down until it eventually becomes a book.
Interesting. Perhaps you might want to tell us which is your most memorable moment in this journey of 80 years. You might want to share with us.
I can say I have many.
So share some of them with us.
I have many. I say the day I was ordained as prophetess at our headquarters in Kaduna. That was, I would say, my first very exciting moment. At the end of the day, I happened to be really called a woman of God, need to say. Then, apart from that, I would say with the day I got married. Because in my church, they don't ordain unmarried.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, I say, look back and say, God, you have really done it at last. These 2 days were so remarkable to me. And since then, looking back onto these days, I've been giving glory to the Almighty Father. Then another day was the day I have my first baby. My first baby. Before getting married, I have to wait a year or two. And that 1 year looks like 1,000 years to me. So when I eventually got him, I said, that's another memorable moment of my life. And the day my second daughter got married, that was another memorable in my life, that I've started to see the children through in life. and overcoming all the problems that I have went through. So these are the songs.
What else is captured in your book? I believe this is also, some of the things, or these are some of the things you have in your book, this memorable moments. But walk us through what readers stand to gain from your book. It's titled Favored, right? So what should people expect?
I will let people know that waiting on the Lord is not waiting in vain. No matter how long. It says, weeping may last, but joy comes in the morning. So any rough weather we may be going through, we are, if we can stay on the Lord, hold on to Him, eventually He's going to pay for the problems we might have went through in life. So always wait in the Lord. Be of good courage and relying in Him. Eventually, when we have cause to glorify His holy name. So what I want to let people know is it is good to invest more in our Lord than anything on life. He's the giver of everything. So holding on to Him, relying on Him, eventually He will give us peace, joy, and happiness that we want in life.
But the younger generation these days are very impatient.
Yeah.
So they want to have everything quickly and, want God to address their issues as quickly as possible. So aside waiting on the Lord that you have mentioned, what else would you advise this younger generation as it is from your life lessons the past 80 years?
We have to work hard on life. Lay your hand on something. If you do, God will bless it no matter how. It's not good to be idle on anything. And it's not good to rely too much on people. We must give our life, just as I have been saying, that give your life to God is the essence of life. Anything you give to Him is going to bless it and make it something for us. So I will say, let's wait on the Lord, no matter how. You cannot run past God.
Right?
Whatever you do, waiting on Him is the only answer. And it's His own time, He will answer us.
Right.
And when you say you are favored, I'm sure your favor, or we can see that the favor you enjoy is also, shown in your look. We saw you walk in, to the set, and we were all screaming. We're admiring your gait, your stature, and all that. I know you will say, of course, there must be a divinity at work, God at work. But in terms of how you've groomed your body to this time, would you say there are specific things you did, specific things you ate that, may have helped you and could help others, to also look this good at 80?
First thing in the morning, when I wake up, I take a walk. At least 30 minutes, round my surrounding. And that has been keeping me on for a very long time. Again, I mind my health a lot. I make sure I take to what I need and what I know that will build me up. For instance, I've been nurturing diabetes for a very long time.
Really?
Yep. But keeping it as the doctor says, then getting myself every 6 months, I go for general checkup. You see, and since then I haven't been having any difficult or very hard situation. So if we are able to know how our body is, and we try to work to something that will benefit us, not too much of these other things, it will keep us on. So I'm enjoying a very good health.
Right. One interesting question I'd like to ask is, if you had the opportunity to speak to your younger self, what will you tell her? And if you had the opportunity to perhaps change something about your life, what would that be?
Yeah. Thank you very much. If I always say, you will not live well if you are not living well with your neighbors. First thing is to love God. Love your neighbor as yourself. That gives peace. and with God, it gives you good relationship. First thing. Secondly, it is good to wash it, not too much on ourselves, too much thought, too much activities, not getting adequate rest. All this will work on us and can work us down. But if we try to live this life simply, and just like I continue to say, rely on the God for whatever you want. Don't be too much. This anxiety destroys a lot of things. So if we can continue like that, we enjoy life. And it will be well with us.
And if you had the opportunity to change anything about your life, would you change? What would that be? What would that be?
That is asking God for more patience.
Right.
Asking God to be more closer with people.
Right.
When you are investing in people, you are making wealth.
Yes.
Right.
Because without people, you cannot do anything.
Right.
So keep a good relationship. That area I will want to, because I'm very, 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 I won't say I withdraw a lot, but I'm more on myself. I will want to go more so as to encourage people more and move more closer to people.
Interesting.
But okay, so well, I believe that school, you gave yourself, you went to school and all that, but you've spoken majorly about ministry.
Yeah.
Was it all ministry for you all through your active years, or was there a time that you were able to pursue other interests or professions?
Yeah.
As a single woman, I work a lot. I travel far and wide. Wherever I see that I can gain more to be able to take care of my children, my close family, I do. I do trade. There was a time I was selling clothes at Aswani market.
It shows. It still shows.
Exactly. Then there's a time I traveled to Cotonou to buy goods. I give to people to sell for me in the offices. I collect the money at the end of the month. And I buy goods and sell. So all these things have kept on. In terms of working, no. I don't.
Are you still actively working, doing businesses or anything?
No more. There was a time at the age of 59 years, I went to learn fashion. Yeah, I have a small fashion shop. Before I ended, I think I have 3 sewing machines, one locking up one, and another that embrace mine. And I sew a lot for my church. Wherever we have branches, at Abuja, I will sew. My children will take it to Jubowu and send it to Abuja, and they send the money back to me. I do work along with the ministry.
So for people who are in full-time ministry, would you subscribe to that? Would that be an advice you would give to younger ministers?
Up to now, I'm still in full ministry.
For people who work while in ministry, or people who focus solely on ministry, is it something you would advise for people to just do ministry?
Well, I will not be able to say absolutely work. I don't know how God works in the lives of people. But to me, I prefer working for my living. So that will not make me be too much relying on people.
Right. Okay. Do you still sing?
Sing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you are going to sing one of your best songs for us before we wrap up this conversation. Quickly. All right, we're waiting.
She has a soft spot for singing. Let me just keep that. But we are here to back you up.
Yeah.
You may not be able to.
No problem.
Sing.
No problem. Just
try
sing.
us. Just try us. We also have some support.
Wo lefo ba wa ọmọ mi mọ bàbá ẹlẹ́dàá ọba mi.
Okay. All right, we have to leave it here now. Madam Omolara Oyeyemi, also known as Sisi Lara, thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you very
Big honor.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you. Happy birthday once again.